Wanted to do a quick video for how to install the comma 4 on a Ford Lightning. So the first step was getting it out of the box. Came in this box. It's actually funny because I didn't end up using the mounting hardware that was provided here for it. It had this little mount right here. I went ahead and just attached that over the sticker. And all you have to do really is just pull this little cover here. So you put your finger in there, pull the tab, pull it. It's just attached. And then you'll be able to run the cable all through the edge here. It's just the one, the long USB cable. I think I'll note here, you'll need to pull this little tab here. I don't have any plastic pull levers, so I went ahead and left it because I've seen some videos of other people trying to pull it with a screwdriver and damaging this piece. So I went ahead and left it for now and just ran it down the side. It comes down here. The hardest part of this install was the Ford harness installation, and I'll show you that real quick. So to get that, is gonna be this. Is gonna be the black connector here underneath. Is the second one. So you have this green one, second one, and then you have this gray one after. So it's not that one, it's a black one after that. So you unplug that one, and then you would put in the black one in there. And then the other side, so here's the cables that hit it. The other side has this here, and then oops, let me try to center this again. So one location goes here, you attach the USB cable there, and then the connector that plugged into that little box there connects into this adapter now. So you're basically just adding this new connection in the middle, and then the ODBC port that goes over here, you just connect it into this port right here. And from what I've read, is just to provide power to the comma 4 so that it stays power all the time. So all that's doing is just providing power for it. Comma provides a really long cable, so for now, just kind of hit it in here. And to remove this panel, you just pull it out as well. And then I guess you can hide this cable through the trim. I'll try to do a little bit of a better job of doing that. But that's pretty much it. Okay. So the next step would be setup. Setup was actually the hardest part of this whole thing. And let me turn on the truck real quick. And I think where I messed up was, and none of the videos talk about this, maybe because the comma 4 is new, but basically, so once you first start it up, it's gonna give all these error messages saying steering wheel. I think it's because the comma's powering up, so it's backfeeding. There's like an adapter that you can buy for like $55 to prevent this from happening. It's like a resistor that prevents backflow. I'm not sure how it works, but okay. So I ended up installing SunnyPilot on instead of the OpenPilot that comma pushes. And the reason for that was I didn't really know. It wasn't recognizing the vehicle when I first plugged it in. So that's where I kind of went on a huge tangent. So I have BluePilot installed. Finally, I'll have to drop in the description the link that I used to install that, because it wasn't intuitive at all. But basically what I had to do was come here under so I installed whatever came with it. So what you have to do is under device, it would be under uninstall SunnyPilot. So that's the one that I ended up installing. But the step I was skipping when I first installed OpenPilot was you can come here under right here where it says SunnyLink, and right now it says enable SunnyLink. But if you want to do pair, it's gonna pull up this pairing code. So the thing I was messing up on is I tried to scan that QR code, wasn't scanning, so I kind of gave up. But let me do it with this other phone. So open the camera app. Okay, here we are. So now I finally connected. I found the device. So you come here into, I guess select the device first. So I want to select my device. Okay. So here it just kind of tells you the instructions again of how to pair. So pair SunnyLink device. We did that already. So we're connected. Okay, so now it's showing me the settings. So here you go to vehicle. It's going to look for the status of your vehicle. And then I had to select in the drop down Ford Lightning 2022. Manually selected, and then hit save. So it's got all the information now. And then under device settings, you have some options. Once all that's ready, it'll recognize the device, and then all the warning signs will go away and it'll start working. All right, so I went ahead and adjusted some settings because it's hugging the right lane. I'll post those settings here after the drive. Let's see how well it's doing. All right, so speed we'll set 30 just for test. Basically went in the settings and told it to be more aggressive to the left. I think I might have went too far. Now it's hugging the right. So yeah, I just need to play with the settings because looks like it's definitely hugging the right now. So I went too far. I guess I'll just need to play with the settings and then try again. At least I found the right settings to play with. I'll record it here in a minute when I switched. All right, so let's try it again the other direction. I'm not touching anything. 25, the speed 27. Okay, 30 again. What's interesting here now, it seems to be kind of in the middle, but as you can see, it is hugging a little bit of the right still. So looks like I found the two limits. One right, one was too far to left in the beginning, I guess too far right, and now it's too far left. So I guess I'll change one setting at a time just to try to see which setting it was, because I changed too many things at once. So it's gonna be one of those 3 different settings. Okay, report back after. Okay, BluePilot in lane offset. So I moved that one to the right. So left. Let's try that. So going from -0.3 to -0.1. All right, so test number 3. Let's see how it does this time. So turn it on, just cruise control, hit hands free. Again, going back to 30. Oh, it's not liking it. Let's see. Okay. Still hugging the left. Wonder if it wasn't that setting. It might have been a combination, because I mean it is a little bit closer to the center now. And the weird thing too, I discovered it only connects through Wi-Fi. So I have to go back to the house, change the setting, and then I can modify the setting. Maybe I just need to connect my phone as a hotspot, so that way I have access all the time. It's probably easier than having to go back and forth to my house. All right, connected to my phone. Now I'm gonna try going the other way. So I'm gonna try 0.25 just to see if this is the right setting. So negative 0.1 to 0.25. Okay, so trying again. Now went with the other direction. Let's see what happens this time. Again, going 30. Okay, doesn't like that because of the street. All right, so this time it seems we found the sweet spot. I think we're right in the center now. Might be a little bit closer to the left, but I feel like that's probably a good compromise there. You want to be closer to the right, I mean. Okay. Perfection. Okay, guess we're gonna wait for this car. Do another U-turn, come back the other way now. Okay, going to 30 again. Might not be able to test it because there's a car in front of us, but looks like it's telling us it's keeping track of the speed of the car in front of us, and it looks like it's staying right on the center of the road, which is perfect. By the way, I switched over to my Meta glasses because driving and holding a phone is not safe, so this is probably the safest we can get this, unless I mount a GoPro, which I do not have. Alright, so it looks like it's just the movement from the road that's not straight that's causing the swerviness, which I think is going to be a reason to change that mount, which if I change the mount, we're going to be back to the same thing over again, because we're going to have to recalibrate everything. So maybe I should have put the right mount to begin with. Okay.